Hey guys, it's Pat, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So, before I get started and start using my keyboard, you guys will know something a little different. This episode you could probably hear a little bit more clackety-clackety of the keyboard. Clickety-clack from the keyboard. I have a newer keyboard this time. My old membrane keyboard is actually over there. You can hardly hear it, unless I do like that. The one it's actually singing from is a Corsair K70 Lux RGB with Cherry MX switches. So you're going to be hearing that all episode. And welcome to Borehole 1. And yes, we're using all iron equipment for this episode. And we're going to get to work on this. Spent a little bit of time actually preparing for this episode because delving deep into the ground in this method requires a lot, and I mean a lot, of materials. We're going to need about one torch every few blocks, so we got plenty of torches. Also, as you probably noticed, this little hallway, there's this double wide room here, and what I mean by double wide is 3 wide is a single width, where this one's a 6 width, or 6 blocks wide, so it's double wide. It has a small amount of little excess material, a few furnaces, and a crafting bench. So if we need something that we don't have, literally just come down to this door, and we're done. Don't have to go, let me show you so far. Don't have to go up this staircase, through that door, through either this door, or up the staircase, and through this door, through the store, and there we go. There's our furnaces, there's our stuff. And then back down, say the staircase or through that door. And yes, there's a bed. Through this door, or through a door, through another door, and then poof. We don't have to do all that anymore to get to, or from borehole 1. And I say borehole 1, not shaft 1, or shaft 2, because this is actually just going to be a straight down hole. We're just going to go straight. So, here we go. Again, you have to remember not to dig straight down. And by straight down, I don't mean do this. That is bad. And now you also have to remember, I might be able to get up by jumping, but if I go to here, I cannot get up. So, and also if I neglect one ladder in a row and don't have a straight ladder, once again, I will not go. See, I have to actually have a ladder there too. And before I forget, we also need torches, so here we go. And we have coal again. Actually, here's a good example. See, I cannot go if I neglect one. See, we're just gonna leave this coal here. There's ways to mine that safely too. But I have to mine the stuff that's actually at the bottom of the hole. So we're going to go a fair distance down this episode. Actually, we're going to try and go as far as our equipment will let us. And the goal is to basically hit the bottom, or hit a goal or depth that we want our goal to be, which in this case is all the way down. We're going to go as far as we can. The moment we hit lava, we're done. Just build levels on top of that, and we can build levels, as many levels as we want, like platforms, as frequently as we want, and then have that for mining. And there is the capability of digging straight up too. That is the nice part about this method of mining, is we're left with many, and I mean many options. If there's a cave, we can quite readily hit it. And unlike the other method of mining, we don't have to, like, do weird stuff. But this method is a lot harder to do. It's a lot more expensive than, say, strip mining. Which I do have one little strip going in shaft 1. But this method is a lot better once you have the materials. It just so happens that we actually have the materials now. So, I'm just gonna grab this iron and get out. I do not want to go into that cavity up ahead. Partially because I literally am walking down into a skeleton. It's going to be very hard to go and fight him while fighting this current. So we're not bothering. And let's go this way a little further. It's going to be easier actually to get out of here. Go this way. And I'm not seeing skeletons yet, so it's a lot easier to fight. And here it comes up. It'd be much easier to fight the skeleton if I had a bow, but I don't happen to yet. What is that? Is that grass? Is that grass down here? It looks like grass. It is grass. And a dead end. See, we just wanted to light that up enough to make it so that anything that can actually get at us does not. I have no idea why I'm concerned. Oh, I do. Literally just like 2 moments before I was going to actually start recording this, Minecraft like glitched out, like a VRAM issue, like video memory instability issue. Style, so I restarted Minecraft. It's working perfectly fine. I have hardware monitoring just in case. I'm not noticing anything weird. It just was a weird glitch. So I'm just hoping it does not happen again. I do have the capability, though, of pulling back that overclock. Because remember, I am using my GTX 1070s for this. And those are overclocked to... I can pull it up in a moment. The video memory is overclocked to 4498 true, which is 8,900 and blah 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 megahertz effective. So effectively 9 gigahertz video memory. Because remember, it's a dual data rate. And true is, or effective is double true. So how far is this? 4 between, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that puts that right there. So as I said, double data rate means that we have about 9 gigahertz. And actually, in case you're wondering how fast 1070s their memory runs out of the box, it's 4 megahertz or 4 gigahertz, not megahertz, gigahertz. true 8,000 or 8 gigahertz effective. And I'm saying gigahertz, not bytes per second, because that is actually how you measure speed of a clock. In cycles per second, not in transfer rate per second. If I was measuring bandwidth, I'd be going at about 300 some odd gigabytes per second. So in case you're wondering why my numbers deviate from, say, NVIDIA's, yeah, it's because NVIDIA likes to tell you a different variation, or use different units for some weird reason. I don't say if I do push this any further, I don't know just how much further though. I can push that overclock. I know if I push it to, or push a 750 megahertz overclock, I'm already pushing 500. If I push 750 though, I get artifacting. And artifacting is memory style artifacting, which basically amounts to bars across your screen that of a different color, which is not pleasant to deal with. You actually, depending on what it is, if it's doing that in the operating system, or to the operating system itself, you have to stop the overclock, pull back on the overclock, and restart the computer. Because all that garbled data and stuff, it has to be wiped. So you have to power down the GPUs, which in order to do that, you have to power off the computer. It just is a fun situation to deal with. 500 megahertz is a fairly round number, and these chips will do it. And do note, at least one of mine has micron memory. Micron memory is typically not good overclocking memory. So we're going to be probably only going a little bit further this episode because, remember, I'm only going as far as these tools will let me go. And I cannot go through stone with shovels or swords. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, guys, this is just a little bit different mining. And this is actually quite worse the way it's going. Literally, only 20 iron, a small amount of coal. 8 coal so far. The plus side is this reaches the depth we want a hell of a lot faster. See, 54 will get us most of the way down, so 26, we're going to be about down to y=4 when we're done with this shit, or with this, at best. Unless we hit lava. And the chances of hitting lava are smaller because we have a much smaller hole that we're digging. That is gold. That is valuable enough for me to actually warrant digging it out. Yes, gold can be useful. It is not the best in-game, but it is useful for some things. And if I do end up adding mods, it will be more useful then. Guarantee you, gold, usually the only way to make it useful is to add mods. Wait, no, there's railroad tracks, they fixed that. But yeah, in case you're wondering, GTX 1070s, yes, I have 2 of them. And if I do end up running out of equipment, I'll just go ahead and pull up the specs on, or the speeds, because those are sitting off in a different window. But they're underneath, like, some other stuff. We're almost done, actually, so... Actually, it looks like my peak clock is about 2050 megahertz on cores, so there you go. So I'm pretty sure I have both of them overclocked to 2050 megahertz, and that's a fairly sizable offset on the one. Because one of them is factory overclocked, one of them is a reference model with reference clocks. And they're both overclocked to the same number right now, so... And if I wasn't using them in SLI, they'd be overclocked to the same number. I took the time to actually confirm that what the highest speed that one of them can reach in my pickiest games, or what the lowest is for the lowest of the low for the highest, and then that is the number that they both run at, and that's about 2050 megahertz. These are really fast cards. Do I recommend them? Yes. I will recommend it. GTX 1070s all day. They're really darn good cards. They've been serving me well since I want to say September of 2016. There we go, there's some iron. But if you're only playing 1080 like I am, they're a little unnecessary. Unless you're rocking a high refresh rate panel. I'm working on getting better panels. Although, NVIDIA's done a good job at tempting me into wanting another graphics card before I do better panels. Curse you, NVIDIA. But do I recommend 1070s? Yes, they're good cards. Do I recommend SLIing them? Depends. Are you running 1440p? No. If you're running 1440p, I do not recommend SLIing them. If you are running... And here we go. Can't go any further. If you are running 4K, if you can buy one now, then yes. And especially if you can't wait to just save up and buy. On the other hand, if you can save up and buy, save up for a GTX 1080 or a 1080 Ti. 1080 is a little bit less of a stretch nowadays. 1080 Ti takes over that main stretch. And then, if you can save up for that 1080 or 1080 Ti, it's far more recommended. I will recommend those any day of the week for 4K. They just have better memory capacity and they have a better core. Or better core specs. Although, if you want to spend $800 on a graphics solution, and you're running at 1440p higher refresh, 1070s are good. That's where they are meant for. They are meant for 1440p gaming. Going past that, not so much. But the moment you go into 4K, I would recommend a single 1080 or a single 1070 if you need the graphics card now. If you need the graphics card now and cannot wait for to buy a 1080 or 1080 Ti, go 1070, then SLI them later down the road. Right now it's about $700 to do that. A little over. These ones were a little bit more expensive because I bought them pre-price drop. But on the other hand, when you need the memory bandwidth, or the memory speed, or the actual memory capacity, 1070, 1080, 1080 Ti, or 1070 and 710, or for especially in 1080p, which I had an issue with some games actually getting up to, because I do have my 960 sitting next to me. I had some games that actually reached most of the 2 gigs of memory on it, and saturated that card's memory. If that's the case, if that's happening to you, then yes, I will recommend. Let's start recommending, say, a 1060, 1080, or 1060 or 1070. The reason I said 1060 first was it is meant for 1080p. 1060 is meant for 1080p. That's a little bit of a stretch to say. It's meant for entry level 1440p or 1080p. So that shows you what I'm looking at. 1070s are meant for 1440. The monitor preference I have is 24 inch. At 24 inch, it's recommended either have a really high refresh 1080p or a 1440p. Does that show you the direction I'm going at? So, hope you get the gist of that. And I hope you guys enjoyed going really darn deep really quickly. As I say, it only took us 20 minutes-ish to get to drop like 50 blocks down that way. Whereas over an hour going this way. 1 hour this way. 20 minutes going straight. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And be working on the outreach to friends, or my friends, to see if they want to join in. And working still on uploading. In case you're wondering, yes, one of the episodes did not upload properly. Okay, made me mad. I'm going to try it again tonight. Tonight, as of this recording, which is the 8th of March. So I will be trying, and I mean trying, to get it out as rapidly as possible. So I'll try to have it out for a Wednesday video, which is what it's supposed to be. If that works, good. I'll put it out the next one then on Friday. Because here's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because the one failed, I'm pushing it back a week. I'm going to now try to put one out on the 8th. Which you guys will know how that goes when this episode goes live. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoy where this is going to go. And I hope I'll be seeing you guys next time. Oh, and yes, and remember to leave a like and to subscribe. Leave a comment if you or say if you liked the video, remember to leave a like. Dislike it, dislike, whatever. But if you did like it, remember to subscribe. And if you have more complicated feelings or there's anything you need to let me know, comment. All that helps. Also, remember to follow or to go to the social media. And hopefully when I get the YouTube caught up with the recordings, then hopefully you should start seeing some Twitch streams of us, but I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.